Good morning. Mike Mills back at you with another episode of Putting Kids Above All. Today we have with us Allison Edwards, Associate Director of Group Homes. She's here to talk to us today about how her team of clinicians have supported our youth during this time. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, Mike.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. Allison, can you give us a quick overview about your group homes and the kids you work with?
Sure. We have 3 group home programs in DuPage County, 2 girls' homes and a boys' home. All of our clients are DCFS Youth in Care. They come to us with a history of mental illness and complex trauma issues. My program is the clinical program, and we have an experiential clinical model in which the core is our program therapists who provide individual and group therapy to all of the kids, but then we have this experiential layer in which we seek to augment their treatment plans with a lot of hands-on activities and experiences that give them additional tools to manage their symptoms. So we're talking about mindfulness, we're talking about art therapy, yoga, equine therapy, nature therapy, high ropes adventure courses, improv, creative writing, and kind of anything else that we can think of that we think might provide them with tools to do better and feel better and, cope with their daily stuff.
So tell me, how has the COVID-19 impacted the kids' lives?
It's been a real challenge for them, I think. Like I mentioned before, a lot of our kids have some pretty significant struggles with mental illness. And I think that COVID and the shelter in place has been really difficult for a lot of people who have mental illness. And I've definitely seen those struggles with our kids. Specifically, they've been kind of cooped up in the same place for several months now. They haven't been able to visit their families. They haven't been able to hang out with their friends, which is super important with the teenagers. But I think most profoundly is they have not been able to access the healthy coping strategies that they have developed in order to manage their symptoms. So the symptoms have been a lot more acute because they're not able to do the things that they are most comfortable doing in order to, feel a little bit better. So for example, a lot of our kids like to take walks in the community or go to the gym or talk to certain people or see certain people, and they haven't been able to do that.
So Allison, tell us about your team and how they've had to adjust during this time to keep your mission going, building better lives.
Sure. We have a great team in group home. And I think because our kids are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the COVID hasn't really disrupted our flow as it has in some of the other programs. We've really had to ramp up our efforts in terms of things like cleaning and taking temperatures and personal protective equipment. But our team has been on site daily since day one and taking care of our kids. That includes our frontline workers, but also our program therapists. We have a program therapist in each home, which has been really critical during this time to help support the kids. The therapist is there 5 days a week, full time. And when our kids are really struggling, they can go see their therapist. We have kids who are having individual therapy 3 and 4 times a week because we have that availability to be able to provide that level of services. And this is very different and a lot more intense than maybe an outpatient therapy model in which, they would set up an appointment, they would see their therapist once a week, and then they wouldn't see him again. Our therapists are there, they're available when the kids are struggling, they're available when there's a crisis, and they have been really instrumental during this COVID time to make sure that the kids are supported. And then I think even our experiential team has been really great as well. A lot of our mindfulness leader and our art therapist have been able to continue to provide those group services through telehealth. So they've been able to kind of log in and do art therapy over the computer with the kids and make sure that the kids are still getting that, and that we can continue to keep the kids safe by not having more people passing through the group home than are absolutely necessary, and potentially exposing our kids to possible pathogens.
So if people wanted to help, how would they go about doing that?
Sure. A couple ideas as we're moving into summer here. It's getting nice outside. We are trying to get our kids outside of the house, outside of the 4 walls. We're trying to put in place a lot of those coping things that they used to be able to do, but we still need to adhere to social distancing and still need to make decisions to keep them safe. We are looking to set up a backyard movie theater with a projector screen so we can watch movies in the backyard. We're looking at lawn games like bags or croquet, sports equipment, And even, things such as like tickets to Morton Arboretum, which would allow us to completely leave the kids above all property, go outside, do something fun, but still maintain social distancing.
Well, Allison, I want to say thank you to you and your staff for your work and for everything you do to put safety, well-being, and education of kids above all else. Thank you.
Sure thing, Mike. And if people want more information, I would encourage them to email info@kidsaboveall.org to get more details on how they can help.